Hello.
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 Hello. Who am I speaking to?
This is Ahmed.
Hi, Ahmed. I'm Anand.
Hello, Nan. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Anyone else on the line?
Anand, I'm on the line, Judy. Hi, Anand.
Oh, hi, Judy. How are you?
Cool.
That's good. I think we're all quite early, but it's better than what's keen gets here previous, as they used to say.
I'm just doing this on Skype. So good.
Yeah, so am I. I think every time there's a beep, it means someone else has joined.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I think we're all waiting for Gordon. Who is this?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I think we're still all waiting for Gordon.
Okay.
Yes. It'll be Gordon or James, I guess.
No, this is Matthew
Yes,
and Danielle.
either.
Good evening. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi there. Hi. James. Hi there. How are you doing? Yeah, good, fine. Yeah, I think we've got quite a few people on the line.
Everyone.
Who is there?
It's this is Gordon on the call.
Hi,
Hello.
Gordon.
Hi, Gordon. Who have we got on the call? Let's have a quick round robin.
This is Tatiana.
Tatiana, welcome from Switzerland.
Thank you.
Nice to know that the telephone works.
Yes, it works greatly. Thank you.
Good.
I think we have my brother-in-law from Spain there, too.
Yeah, hello, Gordon. I'm Hervé. I'm from Spain.
Excellent. We just want to make sure that we've got I don't think I will go down the route because I think there's too many people on the call, so I will just continue on. So let's just give it 30 seconds, and then we'll start the call.
Hi, Gordon. Should we mute the call? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Gordon. It's Tanya. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Have I got to press star and 0?
Yes, I think so. If we could actually, if you're on the call at the moment, if you could just press star and 0, apart from James.
Okay.
And if Bob's on the call, just say as you are, Bob. Are you there, Bob?
Hi, James. Hi, Gordon.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, this is Matthew and Danielle.
Okay, if you could just press star 0, Matthew, that'd be great.
Everyone should call...
If you could press star and 0.
Okay.
Just mute the background noise. James, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Great, okay. Okay, everybody, welcome to tonight's call, and well done on Mother's Day to actually give up your time. I'm sure you've eaten too much like I have today, so you're probably glad of the rest, because sit back and I like to think tonight is going to be a bit of an education for myself as well. And one of the biggest parts of our organisation when we're building our distributorship, a team of people together. And once you put a team of people together, there's something magical happens within the business that it actually just starts to take off. Now, some people struggle actually being able to do this, and it's like it's not necessarily going to happen immediately, and it depends on your ability and what you do to actually put effort into actually build. Tonight we're very, very lucky to have someone, and in my opinion, who for the last 3 or 4 years has built a very, very strong team. And given the current incentive plan and the Be Independent bonuses, I can actually just see going all the way to presidential marketing director in a shorter space of time. And let me just, by way of introduction, just tell you a little bit about this gentleman. And some of you probably know him anyway. But James Knight, he's 33 years old. And when I met him in May 2010, he was working as the strength and conditioning coach for a professional rugby side based in Newport. And James, I believe, his ethic...
Gordon, sorry to interrupt.
A lot of noise.
Can everyone put themselves on mute, because I can't hear anything?
If you're not on mute, could you put star and 0 to mute yourself, please? Fantastic. So yes, coming back to... So when I met James in 2010, as I said, he was working for a professional rugby side, and he was really... part of his team building started there. In fact, it probably started in his previous job. He actually worked, and he was in the army for 6 years. So he had a discipline, he had a work ethic that was very good. So when I met him, first of all, he was looking after 50 professional and semi-professional rugby players. That in itself must take a huge amount of organisation and achievement. But he was their strength and conditioning coach. He had to organise them. He had to make sure that they were fit enough to play every week. And I think that stood him in a fantastic way for what he was going to be letting himself in for in terms of building himself a distributorship. Now, James went very quick to start off with. He kind of fast-tracked his way to sales coordinator, senior sales coordinator, and he was a qualifying national marketing director within 14 months. And in December 2012, he really made the decision to actually give up his full-time job and concentrate more on his part-time job and his part-time income with the Juice Plus program. And he really focused in on a couple of things. And, James and I were talking about this prior to this call. And what he really focused in on, and I see it all the time, was that he was dedicated to actually help his distributors by putting in constant activity to actually get them to events, to generate kind of success so that he could actually help them develop and support their own distributors by attending these events. And it really was the events that were the key. He ended up really kind of building a huge amount of interest in his own team very, very quickly, and we started to see that team growing. So he was rewarded in May 2013 by going National Marketing Director, and from there I can only say that what's happened since then, James's team has just gone on from strength to strength. We all know about the new Be Independent program. There's £20,000 worth of bonuses to get to National Marketing Director. Once you get to National Marketing Director, there are now 3 more positions: International Marketing Director, Executive Marketing Director, and Presidential Marketing Director. And what I've seen now with what's happened with James, in January 2014, he went to International Marketing Director. He's now requalified and confirmed his bonus of £21,500. He is very, very close, within touching distance, and fingers crossed he's going to do that this month, of now Executive National Marketing Director, and the bonus attracted to that is £32,000. So I can say that James is very excited. I'm excited for James, never mind about anything else, because I just see that the structure that he's put in place, the team that he's built, is actually now going to be coming through and taking all the different positions forward themselves. And it's not just James that's getting success, there's a huge amount of success within his own team. So I've really said enough about James to introduce him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to James. But James, perhaps you can just run us through just how you approached the start of your business, what you see as key for your business, and, for the future, how do you see it developing yourself? So 3 questions there. So maybe you could kick into that one.
All right, okay. Well, basically, when I first started, I really was interested in the product itself, and it was only ever about the capsules for me, because the capsules is what stands this company apart from anything else. I mean, every company's got shakes, even though ours is the best. For me, it's always been about the capsules, and that's the first thing I always share with my customers, or my potential customers rather. So I was really excited about getting that out there because it was so different. But when I started, it was quite difficult, especially where we were. But I needed some influential figures, and I got some key members within my team straight away. Under the guidance of Sue Worrell, I got Sam O'Sullivan and Rebecca Edwards, who are still currently in the team with me. And we built a very fast-growing team. I think I got the sales coordinator within 3 months, but back then that was really fast. And we were setting up our own little meetings. We were having weekly meetings, and Sue Worrell was cooking us all food every single week, and we were all going around there. So we really hit the ground running straight away. But when I was working with the Dragons, I was working 50, 60-hour weeks, flying all over Europe and coming back with games and training the players right the way up dusk till dawn. It was a nightmare. But I sort of set about some sort of daily activity where I'd have 5 minutes myself to make a call, or when I was driving back from work, I was meeting people at the junctions, and I realised that my activity levels that I was doing was actually enough to build a fairly fast-growing business. But then, about when I got to about QNMD, everything was fine, and then I sort of took my eye off the structure, and I was having quite a tough time in work, among other things, and I kind of sort of eased up a bit, and that's where my business from a QNMD, which was great, was almost halved. And it was quite a for about 6-7 months. It was a bit of a nightmare because no one was turning up to our events, you know. But we kept plugging away, and you know, me and Sam Sullivan and Sue Worrell stayed strong with it, and we just kept the vision and respect the process. We just kept on going with that, and then we started getting a few more key members and excited key members within the team and building separate legs. But when I got to 2012 in December, I decided enough was enough of my job. My business started growing again with Juice Plus, and I saw that there was a possibility that I could pretty much hit a national marketing director if I just really knuckled down. And in May, I achieved it. But how I did it was I looked at my structure. I had a lot more time on my hands, and I basically just contacted all the people within my team that were sort of dormant, but they all had potential, and just had meetings with them and went through the business plan, went through goal setting, and sort of relit some flames, set some events up, and it just exploded, really. That's all I can say about that. And I think I strongly felt that I came out, rather than just looking to sponsor for myself and my front line, I just really needed to work with what I had for now and get everyone excited within that team again. And that was the fundamental reason, really, why my business went from a sort of moderate QNMD business to an NMD business. And when I've got sort of 4 or 5 strong legs, that's when I would start, sponsoring myself again. But now I've got, those strong legs in place, and they're very deep. And the fact is, even at like sort of 10 or 11 levels down, I've got guys at SSCs and above. And the reason why is I've worked really, really hard to just go all the way down, don't know where they are, and work with them and do events. Don't know how deep they are, how far they're at my pay line. It doesn't matter. Every single person in the team you've got to work with. And it's funny because everyone within the team has got that work ethic now, and they've seen what I'm doing. And Sam O'Sullivan's what they're doing, Mark Colburn's, all these sort of Paul Bevins, all these sort of people that we're bringing into the team have seen what I've done, and they're duplicating it. And we've created an excitement, and we've created a culture within Team Wales and Team Aquila. And that's just the reason why I've probably gone IMD, and 3 months later, I am going to get EMD. So it's actually stepping back and looking at my structure and going, right, well, I have got people there. Every single person I've signed up has got a reason why they've signed up, and they've all got potential. It's just finding what excites them, what do they have to offer, and working a system out where everyone can get involved to reach their goals in whatever way they want to do it. And that's kind of really how my business has grown.
fantastic, James. And, you know, I mean, I know that you talk about, you know, kind of contacting your team, setting the goals, setting up some events, creating that excitement. And, you know, your own kind of events that you have, you know, I know that you're always very keen to make sure that people kind of hang around for a drink afterwards, have a bit of fun. And that's the kind of, if you like, what I've seen over the last few months. The kind of camaraderie has got stronger and stronger as a result of that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's really, I think it's really important to keep the meetings sort of short, you know, no longer than an hour. And that's something that we've been victim to in the past, where we've got, because you know, our team are so passionate about the nutrition, and I'm very proud of that fact that it's all about the nutrition with us. It's all about the company and the product. But we can also get too long-winded about the science and about everything. We get too complicated with it. We just sort of, our meetings were just too long. And we also didn't present the business enough. And I was always very, very afraid of doing it. And that's my stupidity in a sense. But actually, it's given us a very good reputation with what we've done. But we're keeping the sessions, the meetings, the presentations very short, within an hour period, which gives us enough time to network and bond with people afterwards. And that has been, I think, the key catalyst to our success. And we've built massive friendships with people. I think I've become best friends with people in our team now that I didn't even know 6-7 months ago, and pretty much all my socializing with these guys now. And it's fantastic. And going to the bigger events, you know, giving people the bigger vision and making sure you do whatever you can. Your prime focus is to get as many people in your team to the big events as well. Because when you go to every action you have as an event, whether it's a text message, a phone call, conference call, one-to-one meetings, but little meetings should always be focused on, you know, if it's a little town hall or a coffee shop, that's an event. But that will only give people a certain amount of vision. It's when you get people to the big events as well, that's when they get the vision. And bringing people to Reading and Birmingham, and we've got people to Nice, and, you know, and I know we're going to get a lot of people to Barcelona, especially with the incentive of the party boat that I'm chucking out there. But it's going to be, those events is where people just sit back and go, do you know what, Juice Plus is bigger than the little town hall meeting that I'm at. There's 3,000 people here. Holy crap, this is amazing. And these are sort of things that I feel that, you know, the big events are the number one thing you've got to get people to, and you've got to get a culture and a social sort of or friendships building within your team, and that's another key thing to do.
Fantastic. No, I think it's. I mean, I've certainly made a couple of pages of notes just listening to what you're saying there, and, you know, it's always great to hear. And, you know, even though, you know, we work very closely together, just, you know, kind of verbalizing it puts it all into perspective. And you know, one of the things that I like what you said as well is, you know, how you're always sitting down and you're doing goal setting with your people and getting them to understand the structure. You know, it's very important for distributors to really understand what their next move is, where they need to go, what they've got to do, and how they've got to get there. And you've installed that quite a lot, and I know you've spent a lot of time. Would you say that's quite key, is also to kind of the bonuses structure in terms of what you've achieved? Because I did a rough calculation. Since our meeting, we had a training meeting kick off in January. Given that, you know, we are going to see this bonus for EMD come through this month, we could be touching £100,000 worth of bonuses in the Aquila team alone since January.
I know, it's amazing. Yeah, definitely.
Forget what's going on and whatever else. And wouldn't you say that that's all down to the goal setting, etc., that you've been doing with your team?
Yeah, I think so, because when people have to stand up and give their goals, it kind of feels sort of more, it really touches them themselves, because they've got to get up and say it, and it's in front of everyone. I think it's important that we as sponsors don't try and tell people their goals.
Yeah.
And I've been victim of that, because I'm so sort of passionate, and I know exactly where I want to go, but some people just want to go to a certain place first, you know, and it's their goals. So, and making them have an emotional attachment with their goals, and then finding out what they have to offer, how they want to do it. you know, and another thing is as well is in the past it's always been the same people doing the presentations, and it's so rewarding now that we've kind of got a lot of people within our team who will represent the product so well, and they were terrified at first, but they've got up there and they've set their own events up. They've got up there and they're doing talks, and I think that to me is otherwise if you're too much in the business, your business is not going the way it needs to be. I need to be able to step away from it and let it run itself as well. And if you've got people within the team that are doing events, or the less confident ones that who are standing up and introducing themselves, and those little things, that they're building themselves. You know, they're becoming more confident within themselves, within the product, and they're soon stepping up as leaders themselves. And I think, you know, it's all about goal setting, but also developing your distributors as people, you know, as leaders, or as really good distributors.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with that 100%. You know, because some people say that Juice Plus is a very clever personal development course wrapped up as a nutritional product. But I always think that to get to your level, to get to the National Marketing Director, Presidential Marketing Director, IND level, whatever level it is, Senior Sales Coordinator, it's a personal journey that you've got to go through as well. Some people kind of take it in their stride because they've actually paid the price somewhere else. Other people have to pay the price, and you know that's where we come in. So James, just kind of, you know, I'm going to maybe see if I can get somebody else on the call in a minute. Is Bob there? No, maybe not. Okay. So what I'd like to do, just kind of maybe in kind of closing, do you want to just kind of share with us where you see your vision now for the future? And I know that coming to these bigger events is certainly one of the key things that you've kind of dedicated yourself for, and I think you've seen that yourself, you know, the Reading, the Birminghams, the Nice, and that type of thing. You know, you see a bigger picture. But what is your vision now for Juice Plus and, you know, your team, especially over the next, you know, 5-10 years?
Well, my first goal actually is within this year. My first goal was to get at least 4 frontline NMDs within this year. And we're going to get confirmation tomorrow. I'm so chuffed to actually have my first one, which is obviously my number one buddy, Sam O'Sullivan.
Which your first person you sponsored into the business, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we've been working together on this all the way through the tough times and stuff, and it's been an emotional journey, but it's amazing to get in there. But and yeah, you know, next month we're going for Mark Colburn, MD. I think the important thing is it's okay me keeping my vision for myself, but it's also I want to create a network of people that are all reaching their goals. That's the prime thing. But for me personally, next year I'd like to go away for about 2 to 3 months and travel. I want to have a business where we've got weekly events running, and you know, at the moment that's kind of where we're going with it. I want as many events each week that we can do. If we can get to a point within 2 to 3 years where we're having 7 nights a week events, then that's fantastic. That's exactly where I want to be as a person. But at the same time, within 2 years, I'd like to have at least 5 frontline PMDs.
PMDs.
So, PMDs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Then you'd be arrived. In fact, you'd be able to kind of just take 3 months of your working and 9 months of your off travelling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think I don't really have a long-term goal. I think it's more initial. It's so overwhelming how it's suddenly last 3 months, just 3 to 5 months, just exploded. I think your vision changes all the time with this business. It's quite funny. Your vision boards just change all the time. But I think this year, I think the prime objective is to get each town and city that we're all distributing having monthly events each. And by Barcelona, I would like to have 3 NMDs within my team minimal. And then by the end of the year, I would like to have those 4 frontline NMDs.
Fantastic. Well, that's a good vision, is that you can actually have. And in terms of hours, what kind of hours do you put into Juice Plus now? Because I know you're
Well,
still running a PT business and you're still working.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much wake up every morning.
Part-time or full-time?
I think you're always part-time, but I'm always thinking about it. I think I do a heck of a lot of activity, but activity could be texts, emails, social media, and one-to-ones. It could be anything. But I think I spend my whole day thinking about it. But the first thing I do in the morning is I check the reports, and I always make sure I speak to as many distributors every day as I can. And I think some of them probably get a bit annoyed about it, but at the same time, I think it's very important communication. So yeah, it usually starts within 5:30 in the morning when I check the reports, and I kind of know what I've got to do then for the rest of the day. But I usually get yours about 7 a.m.
You know I don't get up that early.
Yeah, no, exactly. But no, it usually starts first thing in the morning. It's hard to really judge the hours I put in, but I probably put in about 10 to 15 hours a week now on this.
Yeah.
If you're looking in time.
Right. And it's not the hours necessarily you put in; it's what you put into the hours that's driving your business forward. And you know, if you haven't got a lot of time, it's quite easy to make sure that you're productive in those times. And I think that's what you do very well. You manage your time extremely well. And as you said, using text, using social media, using technology to actually drive your business forward is one of the keys, I think, as well. Would you agree? Yeah,
I think it's very important to set up with your team little things like WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups, support systems in place so you can get a collective message out to a captive audience with one message. And that's really important, I think. It saves you calling people all the time, because that's just, it's not really cost effective and it's not very time efficient. So if you get, say if we've got Team Cardiff or Team Swansea or those, make sure they do the same, which is happening. And down in Pembrokeshire, they're setting their own little networks up as well, their own pages of support systems in place, so they can filter the messages down. And you've just got to be duplicatable. It's so simple.
Yeah, and that is the key. It's what duplicates within your business is going to actually kind of really drive your business forward. And certainly from what I've seen, you're duplicating that very, very well. And it's been fantastic to watch, and it's been a great journey.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, everybody. Well, I think there's far too many people on the line to open up for questions. But let me just tell you that this call has been recorded. And I will be posting up every single call we've done so far. And I've got to say that we have a number of very, very good calls, including tonight. And we do wish James the best of luck for his EMD ship in the next 24 hours. James, we'll know confirmation on that one. So
we push the. Also, guys, we really need to work on the 6th. Are you going to mention that, Gordon?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, events is key, as you said. The 6th of April, we have our next training day for Aquila, which is at the Village Hotel in Swindon. And to book that one up, all you have to do is text me or inbox me on Facebook with your names of your distributors that you'd like to bring along. And we'll reserve that. It's £15 for the afternoon. It starts at 11:30 for 12. Finishes at 4:30, and that includes lunch and a workbook for £15. We've also got another meeting back. I think, James, you want to promote one in Wales. When's that? On the 30th?
Yeah, on the 30th. Mark Colvin's just in the process of setting up now. But I believe it's in Newport, but we will have that confirmation. Yeah. And then obviously we've got the
bigger
big one.
Further from there is on the 18th of May, where we have the president and the founder, Jay Martin, coming to Cardiff, and he will be main keynote speaker there. But that's a whole kind of full day with lots of good trainers coming along. Who else is coming to that, James? We've
got Dave O'Brien and Emma Buckley, Mary and Seamus Penrose from Ireland.
Yeah.
They're going to do a talk on, they've done a phenomenal business through a lot of home meetings, and they've got their sort of structure for that.
Right.
Sam O'Sullivan as well will be talking, fantastic trainer, and knowledge is very impressive. Among others, there's a lot of others on the day doing little bits and pieces, so it'd just be an amazing golden nuggets for everyone to take away with, and it'd be great to see everyone. I think we've well over 100 tickets sold already.
140, I heard.
Yeah.
So, and it's a 300. How many capacity? 310.
300. Yeah, 300. We'll be sold out within the next 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Brilliant. So as James says, events are key, and do get yourself along to the event. I hope you've enjoyed the call. The call will be recorded, as I said, and I'll post that up on Train for Success. You can share that with as many people as you can and you want to within your own teams. James, all that remains for me to say is thank you very much for giving up your time tonight, and there certainly is some golden nuggets in there for everyone to take away, and I do wish you the greatest of success over the next few years, and I look forward to welcoming your 5 frontline PMDs when they come.
Very well.
Okay, thank you everybody, and good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Gordon.